December 1st, 1948. Somerton Beach, Adelaide, Australia. It was a warm summer evening when a man was found dead, leaning against the seawall. He looked strangely peaceful, almost as if he had simply fallen asleep while watching the ocean. But there was no wallet, no identification cards, and no one came forward to claim the body. This man would later be known as the Somerton Man, one of the most intriguing and frustrating unsolved mysteries in Australian history. From the very beginning, the case was full of strange details. All the labels had been carefully removed from his clothes, including his underwear. It looked like someone had deliberately tried to erase his identity. He was in excellent physical condition, with unusually well-developed calf muscles, suggesting he might have been a dancer, athlete, or someone who did a lot of walking. Then came one of the most bizarre discoveries in the case. Inside a secret pocket sewn into the waistband of his trousers, police found a tiny piece of paper. On it were two words: Tamám Shud. These words come from a very old Persian poetry book called the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam, and they translate roughly as, "It is ended," or "the end." Months later, investigators found the actual book this paper had been torn from. It was left in a car near the beach. Inside the back cover, someone had written 5 lines of mysterious letters in pencil. To this day, that code has never been deciphered, despite being examined by cryptographers, intelligence agencies, and even university professors. The autopsy revealed he had been poisoned, but the exact poison was never identified. This was not a common household poison. It was something rare and sophisticated. Over the decades, several major theories have been proposed. The most widely discussed theory is that the Somerton Man was a spy, operating during the early Cold War period. In 1948, tensions between the Soviet Union and the West were extremely high. Australia was an important strategic location. The removed clothing labels, the sophisticated poison, the secret code, and the lack of identification all perfectly matched the methods used by intelligence operatives at that time. Many investigators believe he was either murdered after a mission went wrong or committed suicide to protect his handlers. Another strong theory is that he was killed because of a romantic relationship. A woman who lived nearby, known only as Jeston, became a key person of interest. She owned the same rare edition of the Rubaiyat book, and when police showed her the dead man's plaster bust, she appeared visibly shocked and nervous. Some believe the Somerton Man was her secret lover and was murdered by her husband or another jealous man. There's also the romantic escape theory. Perhaps he was trying to disappear and start a completely new life. He removed all identification, changed his appearance, but something went wrong and he ended up dead on that beach. For over 70 years, the case remained completely unsolved. Then in 2022, using advanced genetic genealogy techniques, researchers finally identified him as Carl Charles Webb, an electrical engineer from Melbourne who had been missing since 1947. However, even after the identification, we still don't know how or why he died on Somerton Beach. The mysterious code written in the book has never been solved. The reason for his death remains unknown. After studying this case for a long time, my personal belief is that he was most likely involved in intelligence work. The combination of the rare poison, the professional way his identity was erased, and the undeciphered code makes the spy theory the most convincing one for me. But of course, that's just one theory. Now I want to hear from you. Tell me, what do you think really happened to the Somerton Man? Was he a Cold War spy who was eliminated? A victim of a jealous love triangle? Or someone trying to start a new life who met a tragic end? Drop your theory in the comments below. I genuinely read every single one. And if you enjoy these deep, fascinating, unsolved mysteries, subscribe to Revela and turn on notifications. Because some stories refuse to stay buried.